Hello, I'm going to review Empire of the Summer Moon by S.C. Gwynne. It is a history of the late days of the Comanche Indians and Quanah Parker, their last Indian chief. The Comanche Indians were a tribe that dates back very, very far. I have no idea how far back. But before Europeans came here, they were one of many, many plains tribes, many southwestern tribes. They weren't particularly large, they weren't particularly powerful, they weren't particularly warrior driven, they were just one of many tribes. However, when Europeans brought horses to the United States, due to reasons I don't understand, the Comanche Indians were able to command horses in a way that no one else ever has. They had a sort of almost supernatural connection to horses to where they could get results. They were amazing on horseback with warfare, amazing with traveling quietly, traveling light, traveling fast. Horses to the Comanche were this amazing advantage that other Native American tribes didn't have, at least not in the same way, and the white settlers didn't have. There was just some ability that the Comanche had to command horses. And so they became a very large, feared tribe of horsemen, horse warriors. Cynthia Parker was abducted as a little girl. She was a member of pioneer family. Her family was killed, slaughtered. I think her father and one of her brothers survived the attack. I think. Anyway, she was taken as a little girl. She was a slave. She was used in the worst way that people can use people. And over time, she gained the respect of the Comanche tribe. She married a warrior of the tribe and had a son, at least one son, probably other children. I think she had other children too, but her son, Quanah, here he is at age 58. Her son Quanah would eventually become the chief of the Comanche, and he would lead many battles. All of the final battles with the white man were led by Quanah Parker. The attempts at settling agreements, Quanah Parker was a part of that. And eventually the inevitable conquest of the West occurred, and as we all know, Native Americans were put into farming communities, essentially. They were given little plots of desert land and told they could grow crops there, they could be farmers. That didn't set well with the Comanche, it didn't set well with Quanah. Telling a nomadic tribe that is accustomed to the whole center of what we think of as the United States as being their territory, telling them you used to ride horses for thousands and thousands of miles on a territory that was all yours, but now we're going to give you this little square of land over here, and you can be a farmer and just be sedentary. That is a terrible deal. They didn't make anybody happy, but Quanah didn't take that deal, and he actually ended up becoming a bit of a celebrity. He was respected for his crafty mind. He, as a warrior leader of the Comanche, he was a very good fighter and warrior, and like I said, he was respected by his enemies. So after things were settled, after the West was settled, he became a bit of a celebrity. He met presidents, he stayed in the White House, he got to know famous people wanted to meet him. and that's how he chose to live his life. And he was half white and half Comanche, and I think he saw himself as being a sort of unsettled person, that he was living in one foot in one culture and one foot in another culture, and seeing as the Comanche culture was put to an end, his choice was, like I said, settle down and be a dirt farmer, or make your own path in the new world that's laid out in front of you. So that's what he did. It's a really interesting book. I've read a few books on different Native American culture. I'm not by any means a expert on any history at all. I'm not a history expert. I don't have a thorough education on history. But I've never taken a very profound interest in Native American culture, and maybe that's because of the limited resources we have of their history. I do enjoy history a great deal, and not having a tremendous amount of written history on Native American culture, what things were like on day-to-day life, and how things worked before the white man came here. I don't really know very much about that. So the few books that I have read on Native American culture, I would say this is the best one that I've read. And I definitely would advise, if you're interested in Native American culture, it's worth a read. It's so easy, it's well written. It's not like reading a textbook or anything like that. It's a very approachable story. There was another movie, a movie that came out a couple years ago, something about the flower moon or something like that. That's not this. It's a totally different story. I didn't see that movie, but the titles are similar, so don't confuse that story. I think Leonardo DiCaprio might have been in it, and it was about some Native American tribe, but I never saw that. But Empire of the Summer Moon by S.C. Gwynne is well worth a read, and I'd say check it out. You rock.